All right, everybody, welcome to Columbia, South Carolina for today's 2018 ECBL All-Star. And I'll say ECBL All-Star Classic, but we don't know if it's going to be a classic just yet. Right now, everybody's getting their photos taken. The guys are about to go through player introductions, I believe. I am Marcus Shockley with Netcast Sports. Appreciate everybody joining you. It is a hot one here in Columbia, South Carolina. Gym is not too bad, not like the sweltering conditions we had last week in Fort Mill. So it is, it's actually pretty nice. You step outside and it's pretty cool when we come back in, but it's blazing hot outside. It's a beautiful day in Columbia. And so what we're about to watch is the roster introductions of the two teams, one representing the Northern Division, one representing the Southern Division. And we're going to step aside while they're doing the player introductions, and I'll come right back in after that. I'll turn it over to the MC on the floor. So thanks, and we'll be right back. I'm being told by the DJ we're going to see the singing of the national anthem, so we'll step aside for that.
And
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back here, and we're getting ready to get tipped in just a moment. North versus South, Northern Division of the ECBL versus the Southern Division All-Stars. Northern Division All-Stars are in the white, home white. And I apologize, we're having some color correction issues, so we'll get that squared away in just a moment. And we'll be underway. All right. So 12-minute quarters, North versus South. And with the tip, P.J. Heath underway, and immediately we had a stoppage in play. Not even one tick off the clock yet. So North wins the tip, and we will inbounds. 12-minute quarters here between the two teams, just as we do during the regular season. ECBL deep outside three ball is good for the North to open up scoring right away. And that is Deshaun Green, who plays for Hampton Roads. So North takes an early 5-point lead. A lot of bragging rights on the line between these two teams. Now, the Southern Division, if you know anything about the ECBL, the Southern Division has dominated the actual championship for the first 6 seasons. The Northern Division has never won a championship, so they did win the All-Star Game last year. So they like to come in. Now, this game being in South Carolina, there's even more bragging rights on the line for the two teams. And right away, we've got a foul on the floor. It looks like it's going to be a turnover going over to North. Deep shot outside, no good by Danny Sanders. He is a deep shooter. He took Hickory along with Justin Glover all the way to the title game before losing to the reigning champions, primetime players early this year. Drive, score, inside. Southern gets on the board for the first time with the layup inside. And both teams now breaking into the scoring column. Terrell Smith, he can hit that shot. Cold early off the side of the iron. Going in the other direction. North wanting to run. So early on, even though these guys do know each other, of course, a lot of these guys don't play on the same team. And there's Winston-Salem's certified zone. Kennard Moore doing what he does best, 3. You may have watched Kennard earlier in the year when he hit 9 3-pointers in a game in Winston-Salem to lead his team to a win. Sanders driving off the glass with a finger roll. Danny Sanders with his first rare 2 bucket. A 2-piece. Normally, Danny's known for gunning from outside. So right now, North with an 8-point lead early in this one. Clock continuing to run, so I'm not clear on what the criteria is. But we'll get it squared away. Another bucket pushes the lead out to 11 now for the Northern Division. Feed inside is good by P.J. Heath. P.J. Heath had a very good season. Plays for that defending title winning primetime players. Spread offense right now, driving, spinning inside, mismatch on the inside. Look for a player, couldn't find it. Fadeaway shot, rattles around the rim, and good for Greer. So shooting hand is good right now and hot for the North. We've got a stoppage in play. We have no stoppage in play, meaning the clock continues to run. So we'll go with what they have. Another run out for North, broken up in the backcourt. Kick to the outside. Deep shot. Will Griffin is a good outside shooter, plays for the NC Coyotes. They also had a deep run in the playoffs this year. That shot goes wanting though. Good look inside, feed, and score. And that's for Octavius Roebuck, who plays for the SC All-Stars. Still, though, right now, 9-point lead for the North. Will Griffin comes back, nails that three. Pushes the lead back out. We're up by 12. Turnover, running. Shot too strong, rebounded by Smith. Broken up in the backcourt by Sanders. Sanders gives it up to Greer, I believe. Oh, nice. Looked like it was going to be a three ball. He fed it on the inside, and we've got immediate timeout, maybe a substitution. Clock continuing to run, so we'll roll with it. Head coach of the North is Jeff, owner of the Hickory Hoyers. Now we got Marshery Neely in the game for the Winston-Salem Certified. Shot is good on the outside. Right now, North getting a lot of runouts, and they're really benefiting from the Southern Division's inability to get back in transition. Right there, Rex and Pay with a three ball. 11-point lead now for the North. Marshery Neely looking to get started. First shot too strong off the back of the rim, going the other way. Marshery is a scoring fiend, and a lot of the guys, there's a foul. Hooping a home on the inside. Clock does not stop. We'll keep going. But one of the things about Marshery that nobody in the Southern teams have played against Marshery this year, because he was actually injured for a period of time when they played some of the teams in the Southern Division. So this will be their first look at his game. Shot is good. So that cuts it to 22-14. That shot no good off the side there by Deshaun Green. And there's another guy, Avery Patterson. He's another guy who can light it up. Comes in from the Northern Division. So Marshery and AP both are guys that can get buckets in a hurry. And you've got Danny Sanders bringing the ball up right now, who's a deep shot threat. And as you can see right there, he is not shy. He will pull up from anywhere. And James Murray now in the game running the point. James Murray, another a scoring threat. Starting point guard for the Charlotte Tribe, the expansion team this year. And right now the North having their way with this one. 27-17. 10-point lead. Alex Brown going to the line for the Carolina Thunder. Alex's first shot, no good. He's got one more coming, indicated by the referee. He's got one for 2 from the line. AP. You can hear the Southern Division guys saying that's a shooter. It's like, well, they've got more than just AP. He is definitely an outside shooter. They've got Murray on the floor. They've got Sanders. They've got Avery Patterson, and they've got Marshall Neely. All those guys can shoot from deep. They're basically 4 of their 5 players on the floor right now are all deep threats. Run out to Avery Patterson. He's got Marshall on the far side. He finds him, looks to feed it inside. Finds Avery Patterson unchecked on the corner. His ball rattles out. Sanders goes back up. No good. They're unable to corral it. Looks like Southern Division's got a shot now. Feed to the far side. Mid-range shot from the elbow. Rolls around and good. We got a fast break, 1-on-1. Up over the top. Sanders able to stop it, but unable to get the putback, and that will stop the clock. Well, they keep fooling me with that. But now we're seeing Southern Division slowly cutting into that lead, now only down by 7. We haven't seen Murray get started yet. Here running the point, drives to his right, up. He definitely could score. Right now looking to facilitate, kicks it out to Sanders. Sanders shot no good. Rebounded by Patterson. Up and good. North staying out of reach at 9-point lead. Now, the other thing about the Southern Division, they can come in with their own bevy of 3-point shooters. They've got Chris Moore, Terrell Smith. They've got guys that can come in and they can just be. So now they're telling them to stop the clock, and I was wondering what was going on. But we're under 2 to play here in the first. Feed inside and good. Marchery on the break. Looks like he tried to cross over, dribbled it off his shoelace, picks it up, gets it over to Murray. Murray, deep shot outside, no good. Rebound knocked around. Southern's got their own shot on the break. Bad spacing on Northern's part. Ball dribbles in for the South, and they continue to cut into that lead now, down by 5. Got 2 shots on the floor. And we've got a complaint saying that was all ball. One more shot coming. Rims out, no good for Griffin. Greer shot, way off. Feed. Griffin almost broken up by Greer. Griffin fakes the inside up off the backboard and good. Nice little razzle-dazzle play by Will Griffin. And he comes all the way back, smallest man on the floor, gets the rebound, pushes it up, finds Neely. Neely, he's good in transition. Up, scoop shot, good. Marchery Neely. The Northern Division continues to put pressure on the South with their scoring in transition. Breakdown of defense. South gets inside, but it looked like they didn't he wasn't sure if he wanted to make an alley-oop there or a deep falling away shot. That's going to be a foul. He's going to go to the line. I think that might be a chance for a 3-point play. That's going to send Greer to the line. Referee waving in the subs. Marchery's going to the bench. And Greer's got up 1 shot coming, goes behind his back. And that's no good. Deep shot, rims off. We haven't seen Murray really get started yet for the North. Greer, he's been active. Good find. The assist and the 3 for Greer. just like that, they've cut the lead down to 6 once again. Henderson looking for the jab step, drive behind his back, pulls back, fade away, rattles it in James Harden style. And that's going to do it for the first. So at the end of one, 39-32 in favor of the North. We'll be back in just a moment. You're watching the ECBL East Coast Basketball League All-Star Game here on Netcast Sports. So we're back here, second period from Columbia, South Carolina. Rattles in for the Southern Division. Found themselves in a hole so far this game. They've had most trouble with the transition game of the North, and then those deep shots. There's Will Griffin with the second three ball of the game. He's been a spark plug, just as he was all season for the NC Coyotes. North comes back down. Quickly scores on the break. Take advantage of the defense not being set. Putback is good. The Northern Division had quite a bit of luck with those offensive rebounds so far in this game. Chris Moore in. Now Chris Moore is known for his three-point shooting, and he opens up with that right away. Chris Moore, reigning MVP of the league a couple of times. Actually, and he, just like P.J. Heath, just coming off of another championship last week, defeating the Hickory Hoyas in Fort Mill, South Carolina. Now here's Chris Moore, very versatile guard. Out to Smith, down deep in the corner, no good, misses everything. P.J. Heath with the rebound. Finds Moore. So you've got three primetime players on the floor right now. And Moore once again rattles it in. That's going to be a two-pointer. And one of the great things about Chris Moore's game is he can beat you from outside, but if you crowd him or close out, or if he's got a bigger defender on him, he can put the ball on the floor and he can hit from the mid-range. So he's very hard to defend. We've got a foul push against Will Griffin. He's going to stay with the North. We've got transitions Deshaun Green into the game now. Green with the rebound, up, powers through, and a score. Deshaun Green flexes a little bit. Lets everybody know that he come down strong from Hampton Roads. So reset here, 9:35 left in the clock. Second quarter, 46-41 in favor of the Northern Division. Now only a 5-point lead. We've got a foul on the floor, 2 shots. And it looks like we're going to be bringing Danny Sanders back in. He brings in his offense right away. Danny Sanders actually played for Primetime last year, decided to go play for Hickory this year. And, he played in back-to-back championship games on the opposing teams year after year. Last year on primetime in the championship, this year on Hickory. Rebound, no good on the free throw. So that we keep it at a 5-point lead. Little Euro step and score from Deshaun Green. Griffin now, very quick, gets inside, gets a step on his man, unable to finish. Green with the rebound. We've got a foul on the floor. Actually, they're going to call him with a push. And that's going to go against Deshaun Green. Here, Chris Thomas telling him to tee him up. Deep shot off the front of the rim. Griffin now on the break. He's got a 1-on-3. He's going to keep it. Feels like he was fouled. He's talking to the ref right now, but we're going the other way. Smith over the top. Two out of the reach there of Greer. Deep outside shot by Moore is good. You cannot leave Chris Moore uncovered at any time in the game. Speaking of a player you can't leave uncovered is Kennard Moore. And Moore, he's pretty much, as long as he crosses half court, he's in range. Nice little stopping on a dime move there by Moore. He's picked up by Griffin. Now Griffin's a smaller defender, but he's very quick. Over to Smith. Now here's Heath. He's covered up by two defenders, Sanders and Griffin. And they actually switched and picked up Moore. So right now, South is trying to find the open man, unable to do so. Shot clock goes off. They're able to rebound and recover, and the foul. So a tough defensive series for that one, as Roebuck ends up getting another bucket. And just like that, the South now cuts it to only a 2-point lead. And Sanders, deep outside shot. Moore, once again, he loves that corner, but he'll find a spot. And there's Smith, another deep threat. He hasn't really found the range today that we're used to seeing from him. But Moore, now that time he was covered up. That's not Moore, actually, that's a Greer, I believe. So now for the first time now, South has come storming back, and they have the lead by 1. We've got some discussion here. We've got Byron Napper, coach of the, owner of the Winston-Salem Certified. He's helping with the coaching duties here today for the North. And he's asking for an explanation from the referee. And Napper, not sure if he got the answer he wanted, but the result is we're back in action now, and we've adjusted the clock somewhat. Shot good. That pushes the lead. We got a lead change. That's the second lead change we now had in the game. That shot way off the mark. Marshery Neely back in the game now. He's wanting to push. He's picked up. Little jersey tug there, not called. Gets it out to Griffin. Griffin can hit that. No good. Puts it back. Good by Danny Sanders. Crashing the board and scoring. And South had a lead there briefly, but a 3-point lead now by the North. And then we got Greer once again slashing through. Marshery shot off the side of the backboard. He hasn't found the consistency we're used to seeing for him today quite yet. And right now, it's both defenses having trouble getting set. You've actually got a couple of guys bird dogging back and not getting back, and that's creating opportunities. Now we got a double team on the outside against Griffin, and he's going to be forced out. I think they may call a foul. Call a timeout here on the floor. So we've got a timeout by North. So we've got some discussion between the owners. We've got some discussion between the referees. And Chris Thomas out there actually talking to the referee crew right now, trying to explain something about the shot clock. So hopefully he's getting an explanation. So, you know, it's a rare occasion where you have both team owners asking for some clarity at the same time. Murray back now in the game, running the point. And once again, Marjorie Neely not finding the range quite yet. Sanders gambled on the outside, no good. That shot is good for 3. South retakes the lead, 57-54. So 2 players to the Northern Division we haven't seen really get their games going the way we've seen so far. James Murray, the point guard, and Marjorie Neely, the scoring guard. Now we've got a foul, hoop and harm, and that's going to be adding some insult to injury for the South. We've got a stoppage of the clock here as they've got a chance to go to the line. Here's Murray, one-on-one. These are good situations for Murray. Let's see if he can take advantage of it. He drives, scoop shot, no good. Tough defense on Murray. Patterson almost was able to pick up a loose ball, but now it's a 3-on-1. It was only Neely back, and Neely scares them all out to the three-point line. Oh, and the putback over the top is good. Southern Division takes that lead and pushes it back out. Now they've got a 7-point lead. Largest lead of the ballgame for the Southern Division All-Stars. Patterson, deep shot outside. Drains that one. A little kick out to the outside. Avery Patterson, Saunders, deadly three-point shooters from the outside. And Marjorie Neely could get heated up. And, of course, Will Griffin. All these guys are in the Northern Division, and the Southern Division has their own sharp shooters that they can bring in. That shot is good. So back and forth trading tray balls right now. Drive and score by Caleb Henderson of Hampton. Tough defense there by Green. Kicks it up to Neely. Neely's having to chase it down, and it's just too far out of his grasp, and we're going the other way. I think Neely did just about everything but injure himself trying to get that pass. 2:25 left to play in the half. You're watching the East Coast Basketball League 2018 All-Star Game here from Columbia, South Carolina. Here on netcastsports.com. Wild pass out of bounds, no good. Chris Thomas calling out instruction for his team. Green to inbound to Murray. Really like to see Murray get started here. He's been one of the top flight players all year. Hit that 65-footer that we broadcast just earlier in the year. A couple of times we broadcast the Charlotte Tribe. Murray was always a dynamic player, and really like to see him get started here. And that one, just as I'm calling out his number, he drops a 3. And that cuts the lead to 2. 1:42 left in the quarter. Murray with the steal. Outside to AP, all alone. Feeds it back to Green. Green almost couldn't handle it, but does. And we we're tied up once again with 124 now. So we've almost played 2 quarters with no resolution. Now here's Murray. He's starting to come alive. And one of the good things about Murray is not only is he a deadly shooting guard, a scorer, but he's a true point guard where he can find players. And probably between he and Griffin, maybe the 2 best point guards in the league, at least in the Northern Division, but maybe in the league. And we got a stoppage of the clock. Just going to send Neely to the line. And Neely's shot gives the Northern Division, the North All-Stars, a 1-point lead with under a minute to go. Second shot also good by Neely. Stolen by Murray. Stops, kicks to the outside. Neely shovels over to AP. It's a deadly scoring duo. Actually, we got 3 guys on the outside that could all put up the buckets. AP with the fall away almost goes in. Green tried to chase it down, no good. We're going to go out of bounds. I believe it's going to go over to the south. They'd like to take the lead right here. We got a foul on the floor. I don't believe that'll be a shooting foul. Inbound under the baseline. Deep shot, no good. Batted around, chased down by Avery Patterson. Now heading into the half here with a 4-point lead. North would really like to hold on to this. Tough offensive move, and he calls out for an and one. He might be right. That was a really slick move. He put it on the floor, drove by his man, scoop shot, and good for Anton Greer. Now the other way, we're going to close it out with a bucket, 70-66 here at the half. You're watching the East Coast Basketball League All-Star Game live from Columbia, South Carolina here on netcastsports.com. We'll be back after the half. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back here in action live from Columbia, South Carolina, watching the ECBL East Coast Basketball League All-Star Game. You just watched, if you were paying attention during halftime, and I don't know why you wouldn't, you saw the coaches' game. The coaches out there trying to light it up and the players rooting against them. Chris Moore backstop, unguarded from the three, and if you know Chris Moore, you cannot leave him open from outside the three-point line at any time, and he will make you pay. So let's reset here. 11:03 on the clock. And I will admit that I do not know the rules for them stopping the clock because right now it's running. And we're going to the free throw line, and now it's stopped. So we're just going to go with whatever they feel they're comfortable with here in the gym. And it looked like they were lining up for a free throw, but no dice. Now we are going to the line. But it's an all-star game, so we're all good. So once again, trying to level set here. 10:53 on the clock, 74-71 in favor of the Southern Division All-Stars. They came in, they trailed at the end of the half, but they've come storming out here early on behind the sharp shooting of Chris Moore. And both the teams have a significant number of guys who can light it up from outside. So we'll see who takes over in the second half. Caleb Henderson's second shot is good. He cuts the lead to 1. Heath out to Smith. Smith, fake. Deep shot, no good for Roebuck. And out over the baseline. Smith from way behind the three-point line. That's no good. He really hasn't found his shooting touch today, and he's a good three-point shooter, as you guys who have watched during the year have to know. But not today so far. South All-Stars looking to push. Stop, pop from the outside, drains it. And that is Mike Colfson. Colfson was a candidate for MVP this year. Pushes that lead out for the Southern Division All-Stars. 77-73, under 10 to play now in the third. Inside Green, Deshaun Green with another bucket. He's been big today for the North, and he's kept him in it. I was talking to Green at halftime. He's got a gash on his arm from the quote-unquote defense being played. He was not happy about it. He kind of laughed it off, but he has a wound. Shot no good. North All-Stars rebound, and once again, Deshaun Green is there to clean up the mess, and he's going to tie it. 77-all. Behind the hard work under the basket of Deshaun Green drive, and that's going to be a push on the down near the baseline. Smith feeds inside to Roebuck, and now we've got a tie-up. Is that going to be a jump ball? It's a jump ball, and here, this is pro basketball, ladies and gentlemen, which means we're actually going to have a jump ball. No alternating possession here. And it looks like it's going to be Roebuck going up against Caleb Henderson of Hampton Roads. And Roebuck gets better of the jump, but Danny Sanders of the Northern Division All-Stars gets it. Weaving through traffic, Sanders. No good, rebounded by P.J. Heath. Now over to Moore. He's going to walk it up. You'd always love the patience in Moore's game. Now here's Roebuck wanting to put the ball on the floor. He's got a size advantage inside, draws a foul on Sanders. I believe Roebuck is going to go to the line. Roebuck's shot is good. Second shot by Roebuck comes rolling off the rim, rebounded here by Kennard Moore. He's going to bring it up. Moore looking for he's always looking for a deep shot. Shot inside, no good by Moore. Green tried to get the putback, no good. Roebuck with a run out. Griffin got back, but Roebuck just too big, and he's going to score on him. That pushes the lead out to 3 now. South Division All-Stars with the lead. Here's Danny Sanders. Sanders went on that run in the championship game of 3 or 4 three-pointers in a row. Brought his team back there late in the game. Here's Roebuck once again. He's really on a tear. Kicks it out. Smith comes in over 2 defenders. Almost corralled the rebound, but no good. Turnover to the north. Rebounded by Heath. No look pass up ahead. Defense did a good job getting back. Now to Moore. He's going to reset. Finds inside for the post. Deshaun Reed did a good job there in the post defending. Moore tried to throw it off of Green. Moore to inbounds. Shot no good. Chance to run out. No defenders back. Back and forth. Moore decides to opt for a 3. And that is good by Chris Moore. And we got a timeout as the North All-Stars want to talk things over. And everything right now rolling for the Southern Division All-Stars. You're watching the East Coast Basketball League All-Star Game here. Finish up the season of 2018. We brought a lot of games this year to you from the East Coast Basketball, at least one a week for the last, I would say, 12 to 13 weeks. We did the playoffs here on netcastsports.com as well as the regular season. We've seen all of these teams and all of these players at least once. And this is the culmination of the season. So last year we broadcast from Winston-Salem. This year here from Columbia, South Carolina. Big rebound, followed by a big block. Real battle inside the paint there. There's Moore in the corner. He likes that shot. He makes him pay. Chris Moore. How many times have we seen that shot from Chris Moore over the years? Here's Murray. Had a spark there in the second quarter. Let's see if he can start getting something going here. Marshall Neely, his shot rattles out. No good. Heath with the rebound. Now here's Moore. He wants to put pressure, but you see Murray did a good job recovering, so he kicks it back to Heath. Heath up and rolls out. No good, but he draws a foul. Shot is good for Heath. It's good to see. Heath getting into the game during the All-Star game because he actually can be overshadowed on the primetime All-Star, the squad, because Chris Moore, who's the reigning MVP, and Smith and Curtis Withers, these guys that really dominate the ball. And Heath just does a lot of things really well. He's really dedicated. He's there all season, and it's good to see him get some accolades. Big shot from the outside, good. And that will help as North needs to stop bleeding. Now down by 8. We got a substitution on the floor. And a free throw coming up. Patterson with a baseball pass ahead to Murray. Murray had to actually run under the basket and then kick it back out. Neely able to corral it. He finds Patterson. Patterson putting the ball on the floor, spin. Wants to get it up, shuffles inside, and good. Nice find by Patterson. Find Deshaun Green on the inside. Good ball movement by the North. They cut the lead to 7. 89-82, 4:32 left here in the third period. Falling away shot, that's going to be a foul. I was talking to some of the coaches about the game at halftime and how the players were actively rooting against them. Coach Byron Napper, the Winston-Salem certified, said he had no friends. Everybody was rooting against him. Second shot rolls around and is good. Pushes the lead back out to 8, South All-Stars. Patterson lost the handle momentarily, regathers it. And he finds Green on the inside. That's the second bucket in a row there. Patterson to Green. Still was only within 6, but that shot falling away, rattles in, and good. 3-ball. And Sanders hits the floor. Danny Sanders hit the floor pretty hard on that one. Green shot looked like it was blocked by the backboard. Marsharee Neely with the cleanup. A little in and out dribble. Drive. Shot no good. Rebounded by Sanders. Sanders with the look ahead to AP. Patterson stop. Pop. Good by Avery Patterson. He's another player. We've seen that from him a lot this year for Rowan County. The Bulls started off in a lot of trouble, dropped I think their first 6 or 7 games, came back to make the playoffs, and Avery Patterson was a big factor in that. That shot hits nothing, and we're out of bounds. Marsharee Neely's shot won't do anything but to roll around and back out. Oh, we almost get the alley from half court. Now guys are getting energized off the bench. Shots aren't falling, but we're looking for some runouts now. Here's Sanders on the break. Finds Green. Green inside. Good. That's a good find by Sanders. And just like that, they've cut the lead to 2. So a good stop here by the North, and they would tie it up once again. But they have not led here in the third. And now here's Neely with the run out. He's looking back behind him. He's got 2 guys trailing. Neely tried to throw it down. Probably should have went for the layup. He's shaking his head. South can capitalize on this end. Shot too strong. Knocked around. Rebounded by Green. Green going to handle the point guard duties. He's not normally doing that. Finds Patterson. Patterson, boom! With that leg kick. And now we've got our first lead change. True lead change. Only 6 for the game, believe it or not. Shot rattled out, no good. Rebounded by Sanders. He's got players ahead. He's going to keep it. Turns around, finds Neely. Neely finds Sanders. Now we got crowding over here in the corner. We got Sanders and Murray that actually got backed up together. Now here's Murray. Here's a run out. Patterson, oh, couldn't corral it. Now he's down in the corner. Finds Green. They've really been playing that two-man game well here in the third. And now North has built a 3-point lead, slim lead. But they did not wither after the South got that sizable lead here in the third. There's Murray behind his back. Finds Patterson all alone in the corner. No good. Jump ball. Neely tapped it over to Green. Green puts it up and good. And we've got a stoppage in play. Both teams wanting to talk it over. A lot of time left in this one. We've got another quarter coming. We've got one more minute here. And then a whole nother quarter coming. And right now, North has retaken control. 98-93. 58.1 on the clock. South All-Stars with the ball. Nice fake. Drives to the corner. There's Neely. Griffin almost chased it down, taps it back, but the South Division All-Stars are able to get it up and good. It's going to be James Richardson. I'm kind of surprised we haven't talked more about Richardson. We did that game down in Florence, South Carolina. Richardson went on a tear. Well, he resembled Russell Westbrook. Now Murray drawing the foul and getting to the line. That's a good move by Murray. Murray's first shot, no good. With only a 2-point lead, they'd like to pad it a little bit here with under 30 seconds left to go. Oh for 2 from the line for Murray. And here we go. Unbelievable, he's unable to finish it. Now here's Neely. Kick to the outside to Avery Patterson. Patterson. Usually money for Patterson. Big block on the inside as Neely went up for it. South on the break. Roll around, no good. Taps it back, good. And we're coming down to the wire here. And that's going to do it for the third. 196 in favor of the North. They led at the beginning, they trailed in the middle, and they finished off strong going into the fourth quarter with a 4-point lead. You're watching the East Coast Basketball League All-Star Game here on netcastsports.com. We'll be back after the break. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, fourth quarter at the East Coast Basketball League All-Star Game here from Columbia, South Carolina. And now there's some complaints that the score is wrong. We'll just go with what they have in here. 101 to 100. Favor of the South. A deep shot on the outside by Terrell Smith. .104 to 100. Just over 1 minute gone so far here in the fourth. Big rebound by Roebuck, but stolen away by Green. There's Griffin. He can hit that shot. Too strong off the back of the rim. Corral by Moore. Kicked ahead to Smith. Smith, deep shot. And this looks a lot like what primetime does when the chips are down. All of a sudden you have Moore, Smith, and sometimes Heath suddenly cranking up a notch and just pulling away. And just like that, they're now up by 7. But they did start off in the third with a similar a run, and they finished out behind. So we'll see how that holds out. We got a foul on the floor. Looks like Caleb Henderson's going to be going to the line. We've got a lot of discussion on the floor about what is happening, and no free throws being taken. (107-101), 10-14 left here in the fourth to decide the bragging rights from the All-Stars. Roebuck hits the floor. He wants a foul. Green on the break. He found Henderson. Henderson draws the foul. Sanders, he's had it for a second, but it looks like it went off of the north. Sanders picks up the ball on the break now. Henderson stops from outside the three-point line, off the front of the rim. Rebound, kick out to Roebuck. Roebuck's got one guy to chase. Foul, and Roebuck puts it in anyway. And he feels a little vindicated. He goes right to the free throw line to get his shots. Roebuck's shot is good. And it pushes the lead out to 9. So early on here in the fourth, North once again finds himself in the hole. Sanders drive. Thought he had a teammate cutting, but no good. And it's going to be another turnover. One of the last things they need right now. Sanders is going to be going out. Marsha Neely back over to teammate, Winston-Salem certified teammate Moore. Back to Griffin. Griffin just quickly through the lane there. Inside to Henderson. Henderson took a bump, unable to finish. Now kick out to Moore. Moore stopped for three. Decided to throw a cross-court pass over to Smith, but off the palm of Smith, out of bounds, going the other way. So now Will Griffin running the point. Henderson, putback is good. Time not quite yet a factor, but could be a factor. Now we do have a 24-second shot clock, so of course that can make a difference. Big shot on the outside. They've got to close out on those shooters. Those are a killer right now. The South now leads by 10. Double-digit lead heading in with under 8 to go. Shot good by Caleb Henderson. Smith, long rebound to Smith, kicks it out. Shot rolled around and good. Everything clicking for South right now. And Griffin kicks it back to Moore. Moore can hit that shot, but that one's way off. We've got a shoe tying situation going on here. Smith falling away, no good. Rebounded by Green, who's back in the game. Patterson. Murray chases down the loose ball. Driving through traffic. Nowhere to go. Pulls it back out. Finds Neely. Neely. He tries his luck at the interior there. Rattles it in. Marshall Neely. Cuts the lead to 8. Now here's Moore. Moore drives, drop step, stops on a dime, almost hits it. Rattles out. Here's Murray with the rebound. He wants to push it. Scoop shot good. James Murray of the Charlotte Tribe. Now Murray picks up at three-quarter court. Back over to Moore. Moore with a nice find over the top. Shot good. Great assist there by Chris Moore. We've got a timeout on the floor. Everybody wants to talk things over. So once again, if you're just joining us, you're watching the East Coast Basketball League All-Star Game, wrapping up the season for 2018. Reigning champions, primetime players, won the championship again last week over the Hickory Hoyas. Several of those players that participated last week that you may have seen on Netcast Sports are here today. And I am Marcus Shockley. You're watching netcastsports.com and all the ECBL action from the season. You can follow us on Twitter at Netcast Sports, and I encourage you to do so because you will be the envy of your friends, and people will love you and think more highly of you. And you have my guarantee. No money back guarantee, though. We will, however, send you a free bag of Oreos with proof of purchase. Loose ball picked up by AP. Picks it over to Murray. Murray wants to keep it. Scoop. Shot is blocked. Gets it back to Neely. Neely closes, scores. Marshall Neely once again on the inside. That cuts it to 6. So right now, actually cuts it to 5. He shot no good. Murray with the rebound. Over the top. He couldn't even see his teammate, but he passed it. There's Neely. Looked like Neely wanted to tomahawk that one, but he, to the last second, drops it in. Now Neely's starting to heat up. Cuts it to 3. Well, they've adjusted it again. I'm having a hard time keeping up with the scoreboard and clock. It's haphazard at best. Deep shot is good by James Murray. And just like that, they've cut it to 1 with under 5 to play. You've got your today's most high-octane offense out there right now, with the exception of maybe Griffin. Chris Moore having trouble inside. That's probably the only part of Chris Moore's game where he can't consistently score. He can score inside, but if he's more of a guard, so if he gets inside, he's going to have trouble. And there's a foul on the floor. And that's going to go against the North, and they don't agree. The coaching trio is imploring the ref for some justice to benefit them. So join us next week, July 7th, at the College Prospect Combine. We'll be coming to you from Wilmington, North Carolina. And we're excited about this one. It's going to be some of the top high school players in the area coming in, and they'll be doing a combine. It's going to be run by BAM Testing. And BAM does all of the combine testing, or all the athletic testing, from the NBA Combine, the G League, the Euro League. A lot of the trainers from several of the NBA teams. So they'll be coming in, and we'll be broadcasting a game day from there in the morning. So join our on-air crew, Lauren Foti and David Oliveira Jr. next week, July 7th on Netcast Sports. But right now we've got a tough one here. Feed inside and score. And that pushes the lead back out to 4. North has not been able to hold the lead very consistently throughout the game, particularly in this second half. They expend a lot of energy coming back. There's Neely on the outside. His shot is good. Now Marshall Neely has officially woken up. Cuts it to 1. So now it's like Murray and Neely are suddenly coming alive at the best time near the end of the game. Shot no good by Smith. Chased down. Patterson almost had it. Oh. The old playground play. Inside good by Chris Moore. Chris Moore must have heard me saying that he had trouble scoring inside and said, hey, prove me wrong. Here's a run out for Southern Division. They've got a chance to increase their lead. There's going to be a foul. Oh, yeah. We had a request for an overturned call by the North, and they got it. Maybe the only time I've ever seen a request for an overturned call, they actually win the fight. Green from outside, not normally known as a three-point shooter. That one too hard off the back of the rim. Here's Moore matched up against Murray. There's a foul on the inside going against Will Griffin. And this is also, just as we were talking about Neely and Murray coming on, you know, Chris Moore has been strong all game, but he also can close extremely well. And we've got a timeout on the floor as both teams now, they're taking this seriously. You know, you see other All-Star games and other All-Star matchups, and there's no defense and there's no skin in the game. But these guys, this is bragging rights, and they take it seriously. So everybody's going to talk things over. Chris Thomas talking with his team. One of the things you got to like about this Southern team is they attack on the inbounds consistently, and a lot of that is that primetime offense that you see. And there's Moore. He's a tough guy to defend. There's Neely on the inside. Out to Murray. Murray from way behind the three-point line. No good. Battle for the rebound. Smith comes up with it, kicks it over to Moore. Now Moore with the look-ahead pass. Doesn't waste any time. And that's going to be a goaltending call. So they only gave him 1 point for that. And I'm not clear why. Rebound, all right. Under 2 to go. 8-point lead. Southern Division All-Stars with that lead and the ball. They could close it out, really, over the next couple of possessions. And there's Mr. Closeout himself, Chris Moore. And they've given that point now to South. They owed them. So that is a 10-point lead. Neely over to Patterson. Patterson looking for his shot. Neely from deep, no good. Inside the green, and he scores. He got the hoop. He got the bucket. He's going to the line. Wholesale changes for the North. This Green is forced to wait there for a minute at the line. And Green unable to cut it in the lead from the free throw line. As we're nearing the 1 minute mark, Smith grabs the offensive rebound. That's big. So now, as we're closing, each possession so important. Moore tried to throw the alley-oop inside to Smith. No good. Going the other way. Here's Green. He's going to keep it. 3-on-2. Finds Neely trailing. Neely tried to kick it over to Griffith. It's slapped out of bounds. We're under a minute now. North really has to get some offense going on this possession. Ball slapped out again. It'll stay with the North. Griffin now being closely checked by Smith. Griffin drives, ball, and Griffin lost the ball. He beat his man. He beat Smith off the dribble, but then just lost the ball out of bounds. Slipped out of his hands. And now Chris Moore will most likely try to use all of the 24-second shot clock. That would take up about half the clock. No need to go for a 2-for-1 here. They almost might be able to just run this out. Well, you can't overlook that. Feed inside, that might do it. Great find once again by Chris Moore. That pushes the lead back out to 8. 131 to 123 in favor of the South. Fadeaway, no good by Green. Battled around. Rebound, and ladies and gentlemen, that's probably going to do it. Smith from the corner, and that will do it. So I'm going to go ahead and call it. Southern Division All-Stars now lead 134 to 123. Only 15 seconds left on the clock. I believe they are going to walk away with the win today. And bragging rights here from Columbia, South Carolina. There's more deep from outside. And the clock is stuck at 1.2. So I think they're going to run it down. That's going to be it. Thank you guys for joining us. You've been watching the East Coast Basketball League All-Star Game here from Columbia, South Carolina. I've been Marcus Shockley. We appreciate you joining us here on netcastsports.com. We'll see you at the College Prospect Combine in a week. Follow us on Twitter at netcastsports, and we will see you next time. Thanks a lot.